Hello everyone, welcome back to Edwards Trades. I'm here again to give you guys another technical analysis video on the SPYs, the QQQs, as well as a few core listed companies. I'm here again to give you guys my thoughts, my analysis of where I think the market's going to be heading from here on out. And before I dive deep in the stock market, or dive deep in SPY, I highly encourage you guys to watch my video that I posted last week because majority of the analysis assumptions that I made in that video actually came to fruition this week. What I mean by that is the numbers that I predicted, and as far as the overall trend and how the market played out, it played exactly in my favor. Mainly Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, and the other, I forgot what the other companies were. I think Nvidia, I think Tesla, if I remember correctly. But I highly encourage you guys to watch the video that I posted last week because I mentioned clearly in my video that we're probably going to be heading for more downside. And because of that reason, the market did in fact head to more downside here. So, go ahead and watch the other video, just to see the before and after effect of my analysis into where we're at present day. But yeah, highly encourage you guys to watch the video. I thought it would probably open you guys' eyes up a little more on my overall technical analysis, assumptions. But yeah, I kind of guessed it right. The overall market. So now let's talk about the overall, like, what the news came out during that week. So basically, interest rates are kept at 0.75 basis points. That's what the Fed has decided. Inflation is still not under control. So because of that reason, from my last week video till now, the market headed lower, and we're now kind of sitting pretty at summer lows, which is right around this region here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all my drawings here. So again, in my last video, I said that we're kind of expecting lower lows to happen. And again, overall downtrend, we have you have your high, your lower high, and again another lower high here, you could say. And right around here, we just formed another lower low, respecting this overall trend line I've drawn out here. And because of that reason, I'm going to go ahead and use this drawing here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We're actually, again, sitting at summer lows, which would be basically this kind of containment region I have drawn out here. And the low that the SPY has hit was 360. And again, if I go ahead and get rid of this drawing here so you guys can see, again, this whole box here is summer lows, right? If you go here and look at the bottom of the screen, 613, that's the beginning of summer here. And then to July is kind of when we started this whole upward trend all the way till September, I believe, or in the middle of August. And then, of course, to now we are heading down. So we are kind of sitting in the danger zone. And again, the bigger picture is that we're in a bear market. Interest rates are still kept at 0.7 basis points. Inflation is under control. We are sitting at summer lows, which is very crucial because, again, we don't want the market to break below 360 because, again, the market in general from a weekly perspective is heading for all-time lows. We are respecting this overall 200 EMA, which is around 352. So if we reject these levels, again, the market could be heading lower. And if we're going to assume that this trend line is, of course, correct and accurate, which it has been for the most part, I would say, my guess would be that the lowest the market will go will be right around here, if I'm assuming correctly, which is 344. Again, that's not good for people who bought shares. Excuse me. Because obviously that would just drive the selling pressure to come down a little bit more. So from a structures perspective, again, higher highs and higher lows. I'm going to go ahead and draw that out once again for you guys here. So from my last video to now, we are sitting at very crucial lows. We have our high here again. Now we're just waiting for another possible lower high here for the remainder of a week. Maybe I would say like until we fill this gap here. Maybe I can say roughly around 380, I would assume, is a correct assumption for a lower high situation, just to form another lower low here. But overall, bigger picture is that the downward trend is still continuing. Sellers are still taking control. Of course, in today's market session, we were kind of sitting sideways here, rejecting 370, heading back to 360. The market managed to close above 360. If we go to a 4-hour perspective for the SPY, we managed to tried to kind of hold above this region, 370, but we kind of managed to reject and come back down. So levels to look out for in this zone or this region here. If we hold above 370, we're probably going to fill this gap here on the daily, which is basically this little hole here, and maybe have like a dead cat bounce, possibly fill this gap here. Hang on, let me get my drawing tool here. probably get my like probably form a like an uptrend here and then just possibly drop back down. But again, I'm waiting for another lower high, maybe here around 375, or basically this overall like trend line I've drawn on here. But again, bigger picture is that we're in a bear market. Clearly, bulls are not in control. Of course, in today's trading session, we did have a kind of bounce back. Sellers were not able to drive the market below its all-time summer lows, which is 360. But we're still waiting to see if the market could reverse. Not saying that the market has found its bottom. What I mean by that is that the bulls haven't, or the buyers haven't really stepped up just yet. Again, I'm still expecting the market to be, head lower for the rest of the year, quite possibly if interest rates and inflation is not under control. But again, bigger picture, market's still heading a downward trend, higher highs and higher low, or lower highs and lower lows. Still aggressive selling taking place throughout the market, and for the most part, so on and so forth. We're kind of sitting in the sideways range here. Again, we could expect a dead cat bounce above 370 and possibly fall back down. But if we break 362, expect all-time lows to take place. And of course, the next level we'll be looking at is 344, or basically this trend line here that I've drawn out here. But who knows? I mean, the market could bounce back, but I'm not really expecting the market to see any recovery of this magnitude selling pressure anytime soon. So the hope, or the best we can hope for, is of course inflation and everything else to come back under control. And yeah, but for the most part, we're just still seeing new lower highs and lower lows. And if we want to see a bullish reversal, I would probably say we'd probably need to come back up to 390 and avoid this lower low. But yeah, that's my analysis for the SPY. Again, dead cat bounce, possibly fall over for the rest of the week and next week. And we're going to move on to the QQQs real quick. So again, rinse repeat. Sitting at summer lows again for the QQQ. Again, sideways range from the start of this week. From the start of this week's just been sideways consolidating here. We did, however, kind of close above this region here. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we did close above this resistance, not by a whole lot, by a little bit, but still, again, we're still expecting lower lows to take place sometime in the near future. So major levels to look out for again. If we break 370, or what is this here? Oh yeah, summer is 368, but I'm gonna go on a limb here and say around 370. We break 372. Again, expect the market to head lower, and probably right around here, which would be, I think this is 360, I would say, for the most part, is where the QQs will be heading. But again, I'm probably expecting a dead cat bounce here in this region. Here, dead cat bounce, probably right around here at 3, maybe fill this gap here. Maybe I can say 383, fill the gap here, and then possibly drive more selling pressure here in this region. But yeah, so now we're going to go on to the core list of companies. We're going to take a look at Apple. So from a daily time frame, again, let me go ahead and highlight the drawings here. You have your high here, your lower high here. Now we're probably waiting for another lower high here. Again, still bigger picture downward trend line that we have drawn out here. Your low, your lower low, and this week we just formed another lower low. And again, much like the SPY and the QQQ, we're kind of heading towards summer lows, or kind of sitting at that region here. For the most part, summer lows for Apple will be right in this range here, which would be 342. The only issue that, or I guess the only savior today, was the fact that bulls were able to push the market back up, avoiding to close this big candle here. Let me go ahead and hide the drawings here. This big wick here, 340 or 144. If the market were to close at 144, then we would definitely be heading towards summer lows, which would be right around here at roughly 140 and below. So with that being said, again, I'm kind of expecting another dead cat bounce to be taking place here. It could be that the market could be reversing at some point if sellers are not able to drive the market further down. And because of that reason, the next lower high scenario would probably be right around 151 maybe, and then possibly back down. But again, it's been respecting this overall white trend line I've drawn out here. So again, levels to look out for. We break below 148, we're going to be seeing 140, 146-ish. And excuse me, 146, 144. Again, break of 144. We're gonna head towards 142. If 142 breaks again, and we're probably gonna drop all the way back down to 137, which again are summer lows in this region, and that's exactly what we want to avoid here in this at this given time here. So again, to kind of get out of the situation, if we break and hold above 150, we basically just got to break out this overall trend line of John here. But again, higher highs or lower highs and lower lows. I'm expecting Apple to continue to head downward. So we reject. I'm expecting a dead cat bounce to 151 rejection here from this trend line, and the market will probably head lower, maybe 143, 144 later this week. And now we're gonna take a look at Tesla. All right. Okay, let's go to the weekly here. So
why did all the water disappear?
And for Tesla, we rejected 312 here in this region, so we're kind of sitting around below 291. We're rejecting this trend line here. If the market wants to reclaim, we're kind of sitting neutral here, sideways here in this region. For Tesla, levels to look out for, break 291 again. We got to break this major level of resistance at 312. But right now, it's kind of been choppy sideways. I mean, not a whole lot of action here. If we reject this trend line, expect the market to head back down to 258. And of course, if the market still heads lower, this sideways chop that Tesla's been in over here in this range is more than likely going to take place if we break below 258 and, just sideways chop, not a whole lot of movement in that region. And now we're going to take a look at AMD. AMD, I kind of was off by a little bit. I meant to say that the next level will be right around 60, but it doesn't really matter. Again, all time or AMD is kind of getting hammered here. We're kind of sitting at no man's land. What I mean by that is like the market, the next level would be $58 here, which is I'm gonna draw it out here I'm gonna draw it out here real quick. So if the market wants to head lower, next level I'm looking out for AMD would be right around here at $58 here. And due to the massive selling pressure here, if I were to go ahead and draw a trend line here, we're just basically again just continuously getting slaughtered and respecting this downward trend line that I've drawn on just now. So again, bullish, just like in my last video. For this to be extremely bullish, we would have to not only reclaim 74 and hold above 74. We're gonna have to make we're probably gonna have to hold above 85 just to even or hold above 80 just to form a new higher high situation. But overall, excuse me, overall, probably a bear flag situation here. We can probably expect AMD to head lower. So the next level will be right around $60. And yeah, that's the levels that I'm looking out for. If we claim about 68, look for a retest of 74. But overall, the market's just getting hammered, and I'm expecting the markets to head lower. So I don't really expect much of a revive. Whoops, I didn't mean to draw that. I don't really expect much of a chance for this stock to make a comeback like that. But the market is poised to do anything. So now we're gonna take a look at Nvidia. And for the last company I'm going to review today, and Microsoft as well. Again, the market's heading for lower, holding above 122, which is crucial for Nvidia. Again, higher highs and higher lows. Once we break 122, it's kind of like no man's land again. The next level will probably be right around, I can say $71, but I'm not sure if the market will allow it to drop that low. But again, there's no real structure here to say where exactly it's going to drop towards to. That's just my overall assumption. But again, it's kind of sitting at a very crucial zone at 120, 122. If we break below 120, expect a huge sell-off to take place for Nvidia. And again, the resistance is 140. If we can break and hold above 140, expect this gap fill to take place, and the next target will be 159. But again, so much selling pressure taking place that it could be potential or crucial for Nvidia to make a comeback here. But again, 122 is kind of the red flag zone for Nvidia right now. So last company I'm going to look at is Microsoft. So again, sideways, summer lows as I mentioned in the SPYs and the QQQs here. Levels to look out for if we break 236, which is what I have structured here. 236, the next level I'll be looking at would be right around here, 225 here. Let me go ahead and draw that here. 225 would be the next level to look out for as the next support region for Microsoft. And again, sitting sideways here. Price kind of accepting this lower region here. And again, that's not technically a good thing. A good thing. So because of that reason, we need the market, or not the market, but we need Microsoft to make a comeback. So if we hold above 241, the next level we'll be looking at would be probably a climb back to 251. But again, higher, lower highs and lower lows are taking place. So again, we're probably just waiting for another lower high situation here, just for the market to drive back down lower. But again, that's my overall thought process for the stock market this week. And again, I guess a kind of a reference point here, the 200 EMA would be right around here at 219. So maybe 226 is not a bad indication, but we'll see as time remains. But again, overall downward momentum, your high, your lower high, and then your other lower high here. So we're forming another new lower low. And that's my overall technical analysis video for this week. I know this video came out midweek, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to upload another video this upcoming Sunday for, of course, another technical analysis video for October, the new month. So hopefully we can see a little bit of a bullish movement for October. But again, I still stand at the basis that the market is still, of course, making new lows, and I'm expecting more selling pressure to take place for the remainder of the year. And again, I highly encourage you guys to watch my last video, as I stated early in the beginning of this video, that my before and now comparison, because in my last video, you know, I correctly assumed where the market was going to be heading. So again, I think my assumption still stands from last video to now. We're in a bear market. Bulls are not in control, and sellers are definitely taking hold of the market. So I'm expecting the market to see new all-time lows for the remainder of the year. But until we're able to make a higher high or get out of this downward momentum, expect massive selling pressure to take place across the tech sector. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll post another video this upcoming Sunday and do another technical analysis. But yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you guys Sunday.